Zishan, and today our topic we're going to be explaining is selection sort. I'm going to be explaining in an unplugged way that's non-related to computer science. So here we have a set of numbers, and these numbers represent the budget, the sales of certain companies, and they're in thousands. So 8,000, 6,000, 12,000, they're all in thousands. So what we need to find the order from least to greatest of these numbers. So what selection sort would do is as follows. So it goes through the set of numbers and finds the least number and switches it with the number it started with. So 8 is not the least, 6 is in this set of numbers. So 6 gets replaced with 8. 8 comes here, and the rest of the set of numbers stays the same. And then it goes on. 8 is the 6 and 8 are in order. The next number that comes after 8 and is less than 12 is 9. So 9 and 12 get switched. And the rest of the
My name is Mohammed, and I'm going to continue where Zishan left off, but this time I'm going to talk to you about it in the actual code for Java. So as you can see, we made a method for selection sort, and it starts off by getting a counter for I, and I is initialized to 0, so it's the first element of the array, and it's still x dot length minus 1, so you can go through every element, and I plus plus, so it goes one by one. Now we make another integer called minimum index, and it gets the value of I, and that's the index of the smallest remaining value. So afterwards we go into a for loop, and this for loop has another integer called j, which acts as another counter, which goes through the rest of the element, right? And after I mean not the element, sorry, the array. It goes to the rest of the array to check for the values of those arrays and to see if those values are less than the values at the minimum index, right? And if at minimum index the value is greater than the one at j, then the numbers are switched. So now the the program remembers the index of the new minimum, so as the value of what is that j. So now after it goes through the whole index, I mean the whole array, and it figures out what value is the smallest or what index has the smallest number, it goes to a next if statement that says if the minimum index is not equal to I, so it's not the same value as the first or element or the starting element that we started the sorting from, it makes another temporary integer which is called temp, and it gives it the value of x at I. So let's say for example x at I is 0, I mean is 4, and x at j somewhere down the array is equal to 0. Now it gives the temporary number the value of 0, and x at I, which is 0, now gets a new value, which is at x at minimum index, which was j, which was 4. So now x at minimum index gets a value of 4, x at I gets the value of 4, and x at the minimum index gets the value of 0, which effectively switch the two spots, and then afterwards it goes up the for loop once more, and it keeps going and going, and it keeps repeating this process until it goes to the whole array and it's sorted out. Show a little example of how this actually works. I made a little section of code at the bottom where I have two arrays. The first array has the values of 10, 6, 8, 4, 5, 9, 11, 82, and 3. The second array is basically just a sorted out version of the first array using selection sort. So and then I made a for loop to print out the whole array. So then here we can see how this truly works when I run the program. So let me bring up the compiler thing. Run. Alright, and you see that it comes out fully sorted. And if you just printed out the other one, see now it went from this 10, 6, 8, 4, 5, and so on, and it made it fully sorted into 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 82. And to recap and to just give out some extra points, the selection sort goes from left to right and has a maximum number of moves of n minus 1, so n being the number of items in the array. So it has maximum number of moves at n minus 1, and sometimes it could be faster if some part of the list is already sorted out. And that's pretty much it.